Welcome back to the Math Factory. If you haven't seen the previous Beltmatic video, you should check it out, but we're going to continue with this game. For those of you who are new to it, where basically this game is just building numbers, right? We get given these. So right now I think we've unlocked extraction level 6. So we can extract these base numbers, so 1, 2s and 3s. And by using a different set of operations, such as our adders and our multipliers, we create even bigger numbers. And we feed them to this point. So right now, I have to create 66. Okay, so we're going to figure that. And these are some of my upgrades. And I also have to create these other numbers for upgrades. So as you can see, creating 89s, creating 14s, 16s, 33s. I need to create 70. Okay, so right now I need to create 66 and 70. So 66, we can just do 6 plus 5. We're creating 33 here already. Okay, we can, we can use, do we still need, if, let's see, we need 33. Otherwise I could have just used this and fed a 6 into this, but we can copy the design. Because, yeah, we just need the 6 plus 5 makes 11, and instead of timesing by 3 with these multipliers, we should times by 6. So if we do this, and we just need to find a place with a 6 and a 5, which I see one right down here. Okay, so we can place this down here. Okay, so place our extractors. There they are. Okay, we want to feed the 6s into here and into here. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we feed the 5s into here. And we should output a bunch of 66s. And now we just need to feed this back. So how are we going to do that? So we can't do the straight line because it crashes through these points, but we can just go off to the side here a little bit. And then just collect it from down here. Okay. Down we go. And then, oh, I kind of did make it the wrong way, so we need to go back up. But that's a easy fix. But we got 66s coming. So let's just drag it all the way back up. And goes upwards into it. So now these 66s are going to just travel through the pipe. As you can see, they're just flowing right through. And once they arrive here, we should get our count going up. Okay, so 66s are done. Now I need to create 70s and maybe upgrade the speed of my 14s because they're holding me back from upgrading my belt level. So I might do that after, but 70, what's the easiest way? 7 times 10, once these 66s go, we get a 7, and then it's just 7 times 10, which we can do 7 times 2 times 5 to do. So I might wait on the 70 a little bit and focus on making the 14s and potentially even the 19s faster. We can click the numbers here and see how fast they're coming along. So the 19s are double the speed of the 14s. But even with the 14s, we can get a 7 times 2. We're kind of relying on the 7. And that would speed a lot up. So what I might do instead is maybe focus on the 15s. Yeah, we need 5k of them. And what's the speed we're getting 15s at? We're actually getting them pretty fast. So those aren't even that bad either. What numbers should I focus on? Wait, over here. Okay, these are the numbers I do need, right? The ones that are highlighted in white. So yeah, I guess the 14s, those will like pick up in time. But right now, is there any numbers I'm not getting? Am I being dumb? I might just wait for the 66 to be done. Yeah, it's literally just the 70. and the 14 that needs to go faster. The 3's all right. The 19's, yeah, let's try and speed up the 19 somehow. What can I do for 19? How am I building 19 currently? Let's find. Okay, 19s are coming from there. Okay, there's a little 4. I can just copy and paste another one of these to double up the speed and just feed it into the same output, I feel. I don't know why, like, what if if there's any reason this would stop me. I don't think so, but yeah, let's just do this. Put that down here. Let's feed a new row of 4s up into this. Let's feed another row of 3s into here. And then just the output, it can join this line because this line isn't full. There's quite a bit of space still on the belt. And we should be getting 19s. Let's just make sure it's working. But yeah, it's just 4 times 4 plus 3. Yeah, we got our 16s. We got our 19s being made. Okay, so we've just doubled the output of 19s, I think. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that's all right. The 19s are getting done there. Our 66s are getting completed while we were dealing with that. Okay, so now let's look for a place for 7s to get our 70s started. So we need a 7, 5, and a 2 somewhere. And we also need a 7 and a 2 for the 14s. And then we can get rid of whatever method we're building 14s with currently, because just doing 7 times 2 is definitely better than what I'm doing. Let me see. Okay, I got 14s coming from here. Yeah, this was one of the first inventions. Like, this is 3 plus 3, adding them together. No wonder 14s are really slow. Okay, we need to find a place of 7 and a 2. Okay, 7, 2, we need the 5. Can we pull the 5 from somewhere? 5 up here, perfect. Okay, so we want to do 7 times 2 to get the 14, times it by 5 to get the 70, but we also want a trail of 14. So let's just, how close are we to being done here? Alright, let's just give it a little bit of a wait. You know, we got 100 more. Actually, let's just start cooking actually first. Where's the 7 and the 2s? Okay, here's the 7, 2, and 7, 2, and a 5. Okay, where's the 5? Am I blind? Oh, here's a 5. Here's a 5. Okay. So we want 1 extractor here. Okay, first let's do... Okay, we'll do 8 of each. Or we can do, yeah, we'll do 8 of each. So first we want the 7 times 2s, just those straight 14s going. And we want some of them to get multiplied by 5. So we'll make 16 of these. Okay. Oh, I got an upgrade? Okay, that's for my extractor level. Yeah. Okay, and I've unlocked extracting 7s. Perfect. Okay. So let's get onto this. So first we want this. So let me move this a little bit up. We can use the cut tool. Bring it up here. Okay. So these will all the 7s will go from this B pipe or into the B pipe. There we are. There we are. And then we can have the 2s coming down. And they can go into the A pipe over here. Okay. And we can just copy this again to get another set of 14s being made. But these 14s are going to be used to create 70. Actually, what is the main target I need to create? 182. Okay, let's focus on creating the 70, then go do the 182. And we'll focus on 14s later if we still need them after I've created the 182. I don't want to do this. Wait, demolish. I don't want to like extend it too far. So just here. These come out and these slide along. And then out they go, like up here. And I can just copy this design and just put it with the 5s up here. because I can then have, so I'll put it over here, and then or I'll just put it over here actually. And then, so then I can have the 5s going into here. So we have our 5s, and then I can have the 14s going into here. And then that should output our 70s. And then this can go up along here, up along this path. Hopefully that doesn't collide with anything if it goes up along this path. Yep, perfect. Doesn't collide with anything. And straight into our base. Okay, let's create 182 now. What's the easiest way of creating 182? If we half 182, we get 91. We could do 3 times 3 times 2 times 5 plus 1 times 2. Because 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 times 5 is 90. Then we add 1 to get 91. Yeah, and then we can times that all by 2, which that isn't bad. Okay. We could do 60 times 3 add 2. Well, how do we get? We get 60 by doing 6 times 2 times 5. Yeah, so 6 times 2 times 5 gives us 60. Then we times it by 3 and add the 2. I think that's the fastest way, I want to say. There might be a bit faster. If you do know a faster way, leave that in the comments. I'm actually kind of interested. With what I have now, I have up to 7 extraction. I know if we get bigger numbers, there's probably an easier way, especially if we get like a 10 or something. But yeah, I think right now it will be doing a 6 times 2 times 5. And then timesing that by 3. So we got a 6, we got a 5, we got a 2. And then, so we need times all 3 of these together. So we'll have the 3s and 2s multiplying together and the 6s and 5s multiplying together. Yeah, so those two can be done at the same time, then they come together. Yeah, I think this is the way. Okay, so we'll do the 6s and the 5s and the 3s and the 2s. And we can just copy one of our multipliers, this multiplier down here. You can just copy it. How many are there? There's 8 being, okay, that's fine. So let's just copy this. So we kind of need like 3 of these technically. Yeah. So 1 for the 6s and the 5s. We're gonna change we'll just place it here and change the input output. See, this is where I wish we had a reflect. It just looked nicer. Okay, so here's 1 for the 6s and the 5s. And then here's the 1 for the 3s and the 2s. Actually, I might be able to just rotate this here. And this one can be for the 3s and the 2s. And then we make one in the, like, just in the middle. For the combined output of both of them. And then we have, so this comes out here, this comes out there. Yeah, that's, and then we have this. Yeah, this can feed off easily in to these, and then we have the adders at a later point for the 2s. Okay, the end of this we might want to change actually, but let's just connect all of this up. So we can, first things first, we can demolish this side and make the belt go the other way. So we can just feed the 6s into this end, and we can feed the 5s into this end, and then the output of this can go into here. So we now have a bunch of those. Then for this, here we can just do this. The 3 goes in at the end here, the 2 goes in right here, and then this gets fed into here. So now we have 30 times 6, which is 180, and these all output out into here. And then we have a row of adders up here, and we can have maybe the adders are just going to be bottlenecked by the output, so we can keep these to like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And these can just come off from this 2, or come out this side, come off from this 2 straight into the B pocket, and then all of these just fill in that B slot. Where the output for this, we're gonna make it go up this way instead. Leave no 180 behind. This goes into here, and then we get 182, which I feel like this is the easiest way with what we have. Again, if you do know a more simpler way, please let me know in the comments, because I am genuinely curious. And to be honest, for any of the designs that I did, unless I've mentioned like, oh, I know there's a simpler way and I'm being extra for whatever reason, I want to know, do we even need ones anymore? I don't think we need ones. We might need them in the future, but I'm just going to turn this one off. Let's demolish this path. I'm going to feed the pipe into there, wherever it is. Over here. Okay, so this can go up. Oh, I didn't mean to make it turn there. Demolish that, and then just feed it straight in to the end goal. Yeah. There we are. Okay, so we have 182 being created. Okay, now we should focus on the 14 now. Speed up the 14 creation speed, because our 70 is going quite rapid. And okay, so with the 14, all we need to do is just copy this. Boom. Again. And just paste one down here and then feed it in to the pipe. Okay, so okay, let's feed the 7 in to this bottom bit, and let's turn this bottom bit around so we can feed 2s into it. And now we have a way for 14s to be done. Okay, now we gotta look at if there's any space to add it. So yeah, we can just pretty much add it alongside. Oh, but I don't want to go this way because it does it backwards. Okay. So we just do it alongside the 70s. And in we go. Okay, now we have 14s also being created. And they're going to be created at a faster rate. I could probably get rid of the old ones. I'll get rid of them if I don't need the path anymore. Otherwise, let's just keep it running. Okay, so what numbers do I need now on the upgrades? 14 or 285. Oh, that seems a little tricky. How am I going to do 285? Let's think about this. So 285, we can divide it by 5 and get 57. So 5 times 10 gives us 50. Add the 7, then times it by 5. 5 times 10 plus 7, add times 5. So 5 times 10 will be 5 times 2 times 5. Or we could even do 6 plus 4. Or even 7 plus 3, to be honest. Now, we got quite a few ways of making 10. It doesn't have to be a multiplier, and our multiplier is slower. So it might be worth doing a 6 plus 4 or a 7 plus 3 right here. Times it by 5. We get 50. Then add the 7 again. Then times it by 5 again. And that gives us 285. I think that might be the best way. But let me look up here if there's any like... Okay. 7, 3, and 5. Perfect. All right next to each other. Yeah. And we can like feed it into here. So let's give that a go. So 7, 3, and 5. Okay, so we need 7 plus 3 first. Okay, let's do that. Then we want to multiply that by 5. Let's do a row of 8 adders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's off that in. So these can go, the 7s can go in the B slot. Okay, there we are. Now we can do the 3s in the A slot. Okay, we got 10 being made. Now we need multiply this output by 5. So we can copy. Oh, and we need to then add the 7. So we can actually like, oh no, we can't copy this because this just feeds all in. I know I have a two and multiplier with an adder on top combo somewhere. I must do. Oh, I can't find it. We're just gonna copy the multiplier combo in. Like, just the normal multiplier. Oh wait, oh no, that thank God I came back down here. Oh, we weren't sending our 14s out. That would have been a bit tragic. Okay, so let's copy this and go to our position up here and rotate it. Okay, this is perfect. So these 10s that get outputted get fed into this, and then they come out with 7s. I mean, then they need to get added to 7 and then multiplied by 5 again. So in goes the 5, and over here in goes these 10s into that end. There we are, 10s are coming out. And they're getting ready to get multiplied by 5s. And then so we have the 50s. And then we have adders at the end of this, which will then, yeah, they can go in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And these adders can then go into here. So the 50s can go in the B slot. There we are. And then the 7s can come around because they need to get added on. And then this all needs to get multiplied by 5. So the 7s go in this slot over here. Into the A slot. Okay, so now we have 57 all coming out. And we've done our level, so we got upgrade. And now from here we can have another multiplication, which will be just this. Oh, I don't want to copy it all. Oh, that's a bit tragic. Demolish. Yeah, let's just copy a bit from copy 8 down again from here. And then this we just feed the 57. We went right into it like that. That's perfect. And then also the 7 can go into here. And then it just keeps going. And then we should get, oh, I might need to add a different pathway, because like, wait, we'll see if it starts being a backlog. We want to, wait, what did I do wrong? Oh, it's not 7. Oh, I'm dumb. It's 5 that we need to do here, not 7. Ooh, okay, we got 399, which is cool. But we can, okay, let's just drag the 5 into here. And now, wait, yeah, and this should be 285. Oh, whoops. Let's fully connect that up. Okay, that should be 285. And we can feed it into here. Okay. And we need to create 224 as a side point. So this can just come down like this and just go in like that. Okay. Let's go see if it's actually 285. Yeah, and that, let me just double check that's what we needed, because okay, 285, perfect. So now we need to build, what was the number? 224. Okay, so 224 is a multiple of 4, so we can do 4 times something. 224 divided by 4 is 56. 56 is another multiple of 4. 14. Okay, so this is just 14 times 4 times 4. So we can, okay, we've built 14. So this is just 7 times 2 and 4 times 4. And then just times them both together. Bish bash bosh. Okay, so R14, let's, how close is that? Because we might just steal the pipe. Yeah, we can just steal the 14 pipe. And, oh, and there's a 4 right here. Look, this is, watch the cook. Okay, drop an extractor in. Let's get our multiplication, like, by itself set up. Okay, over here, we're just multiplying by itself. Kind of. We are for this 4, but okay, let's just get that. And okay, we'll just get that. So copy this, go down to it, and to be honest, we kind of want to turn it around. Yeah, the numbers go in here, and then we just want to, yeah, let's place that here. And then we also, so first let's, you know, do the belt. Okay, in it goes, and we can demolish this. Then we want to copy this setup that we got going on here. So let's copy this. And we can place that just down here. You can be really stingy with space and do this. And then we just demolish a little part of this belt. Because watch this cook. So we demolish this part of the belt, feed it right into here. With this bottom bit, we just do this. Boom, boom, boom. Now we have 16s coming in. And the output, you just add it back onto the belt. Same belt. And now we should have 224 coming out. There we are. Easy. Okay. And now we have Grand Multiplier level on the side. Okay, so what are we on to now? So 285, 70 is getting done. 14 is 16 could go faster. Yeah, 16 is really slow, and we need to make 307. But 16 is really slow, and that's such an easy thing to do. We just need to find a bunch of 4s and put in the self multiplier in. So let's just copy the self multiplier. I think we can add another belt to speed this up as well, because yeah, maybe it's not getting to places fast enough. Yeah, it's just getting multiplied out before. And yeah, okay. Actually, let's add it kind of midway so it spreads out fair. Here we are. Okay, so now also this should just output more 224s. And we got another upgrade. Okay. Oh, we still need our 14s. Ooh. Okay, I think 14s, we can do the priority thing. We don't want 14s waiting. So the ones that can go can just go. How do we do the priority thing though? Wait, let's read it. Left mouse to build. Is there anything I can do here for? Oh, I right clicked. That didn't help. How do I do this priority? It was somewhere. Oh. Okay, so it prioritizes going there. Yeah, if there is space, it will go there. But if it ever backlogs, it will go up. So I don't know if it will ever actually backlog, because maybe we're just too fast. But we do need, but anyways, we can shut this down once we got the 224s anyway to add up the 14s. Okay, so yeah, the 224s are coming through slowly, little by little. Okay, so what's our next? We need to make, is it 307? Yeah, oh no, we need to make 16s. We need 16s to be a lot faster. So we just need to find somewhere where there's a 4 and just put in our multiplier in. Yeah, our self multiplier, let's just copy it in. Okay, here's a 4. Yeah. We'll just drop it down right here. Put 1 at the end. Oh wait, let me actually place the extractor. Put another one over here. In they go. And then right into the final location. Okay, so there is a little bit of times the 14s do go straight on, but yeah, it very rarely happens, I'm guessing. Okay, but that's all good. So we got these running, we got that running, we got the 14, we got 16s going way faster. Maybe I could add another one of these in. Yeah, let's add one more, because we really shouldn't be struggling on these lower like values, I feel. Okay, we want the whole belt to be boom, boom, and then we just feed it into it. I know I could probably reverse it, but we're gonna get rid of this at some point. Okay, we got, and now we got a bunch of 16s on go. Okay, what do we need now? We do need a way to get 75 faster, but let's focus on numbers we haven't created. Okay, 496 or 307. Let's do 307. Doesn't seem too bad. It's just 7s and 3s. 7 plus 3 gives us 10. Oh wait, let's do our little upgrade. Yeah, we got our adder upgraded. Okay, so let's think about this. 307, the fastest way to do that, I think it might be 7 plus 3 to get 10 times the 10 with itself. So 7 plus 3s getting added, then multiplied together to give us 100, then multiplying it by 3, then adding 7 could be a faster way. There really could be a way faster way to doing that. Again, let me know in the comments if you do have one. I would be really interested in knowing, but I'm just kind of trying to be quick with it. And let's see. Okay, 7 and 3s here. Not an easy path in. I can just add it to that 14 path. I can even get rid of these 14s. They're a bit useless, but okay. So where were we? 7 times 3. So we want 2 machines making 10s that then get multiplied together. So let's get our like a multiplication machine. We kind of need the double multiplication machine at some point, because the 10s will get multiplied together. So let's take the double multiplication machine. No, we don't want the double multiplication machine, because we can just build. Okay, let's take, yeah, let's take this. And here's our 7s and 3s. Okay, so the 3s can go in there, the 7s. No, we want to add them. Why am I multiplying them? Am I trolling? Okay, let's fix it up. Okay, we want to do 7 plus 3s. We could also do 5 plus 5. But is there an easier way to make 300? Let's think. Let's actually take a moment to think about this. Okay, so I got 10 times 10, but we need a 7 plus 3 to do that. But with 300, we could maybe do 6 times 50? 6 times 50, because we just need 7 plus 3 times 5 times 6, and then add 7. Is that quicker than doing 2 additions? I feel like that would be. So we do 7 add 3 times 5. Then we just do, oh, we got subtractor, yo. But I don't know how a subtractor kind of helps us, to be honest. Like, we created the bigger number. Why we, oh, maybe if we get like 1, oh, okay, we're gonna create 308 and then do a subtractor for 1. 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you know what? Good thing we waited. What's the easiest way to make 308? Let's think about this. The 308, we can divide that by 4, and that gives us 77. So we could do 7 times 11, which is 6 plus 5. So 6 plus 5 times 7, then times that all by 4. Okay, I think that's the way. Okay, so we need a 6, 5. Oh wait, or we could just do 7 plus 4, 11 times 7 times 4. Wait, yeah, wait, let's do that. So we need to find a 7 and a 4 somewhere. Okay, 7 and 4. And then after we complete it, we can do a subtractor of 1 just right at the end, just to lock it down. Okay, so we need 7 plus 4 and 7 times 4 going on at the same time, and then both of those get fed into a multiplier. Okay, so let's get our multiplier. Yeah. Copy it over. Little multiplication system. Is there any close to 7 and 4s? Maybe, but this is alright. Okay. We also have 8s unlocked, which is nice. Okay, so we need to change the pathway for this a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, so we got a multiplier here, and let's just feed the 7 into this bottom bit. Demolish these ends. Feed the 4 down into here. Then let's get our adder to make us our... We're going to want another 7 pathway, right? Like, we don't want to be using the same... because it might not have enough space. Like, it might not have enough output. So let's place those here. There we are. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna feed that into the A's. A's, A's, A, A. Oh, oops. That doesn't make a difference if that's there. Feeding into the B's, but the OCD on this. Oh, gotta make sure my 4s are flowing. Okay, now the 4s go into the B slot. So now when these two multiply together, if I did my math correctly, which I'm confident I did, this should output us the 308 that we need. Oh, whoops. Let me demolish this pathway and make it a bit cleaner. And to come across this. And then... please. Yeah, there we are. We got the 308. I'm so happy. Okay, and then this 308 can just go in to here. Feed info. And this can just come across this end and then just feed straight down in. Oh, and I need to make sure it goes the other way. Oops. There we are. Okay, so we should have 308s going. And once these have fully funneled through, we can just add a subtractor line like some up here where the 1 is to make 307. That should be like, yeah, that should be fine. I think, yeah, okay, so subtractor is quite useful. What else? Okay, I need to also make 29 to upgrade my subtractor level because the subtractor is really slow. So let's get started on that straight away. And 29 can just be 2 times 5 times 3 minus 1, subtract 1. Is there any easier way? We could do a 6 times 4. No, that's 26 times 4 gives us 24. Then if we add 5 to it, 6 times 4 plus 5. Yeah, I think 6 times 4 plus 5 is the fastest way we're going to get. And we got a 6, 4, and a 5 here. Or even 7 times 4 add 1. Either one, it doesn't make too much of a difference. We'll just do 6 times. Add 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our multiplier system. Also, if any of these systems that I create, you guys think you might know like slightly more like better way of getting it done, like how I have these multiplication systems set up, you know, or like I guess for these simple ones, I don't know if you can, like if it's possible to do faster, but like any like the more technical ones where I have like one on top of another, like this basic bit, yeah, I think it's pretty efficient, hopefully. What someone in the comments be like, actually you can do this, you know. But yeah, if someone is like that, please feel free to be like that and tell me how. And then we can just do add the 5, yeah. So just whoops, smallish. You know. Okay. So the 24s go in the B slots. These can go in the A slots. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 8 of them. Is that okay? We're missing this A slot. Okay, there we are. And that should be 29. Out comes 29. And now we just need to get it in. Yeah, and up there. Well, we can just add it to the 14 trail. Screw it. Okay, so we got our 29s going. We have 4. Okay, we have a bit of the 308s done. What next one we need to work on? Okay, so 307, that's not a problem. 496. 500 minus 4. 500 is just 10 times 10, whichever way we want to do that. Okay, so 10 times 10, a 10 is 2 operations, so that's 4 operations, and we multiply them together, so that's 5. Wait, no, 10 times 10 is 1 operation. I mean, the 10 is 1 operation, 10 is 1 operation, so that's just 2 operations going on. Then we got the timesing by 10, so that's 3 operations. Then we times it by 5, we got 4 operations. Then we subtract 4, and that's our 5th operation. Okay, so 5 operations. Can we get faster? 496 divided by 4 is 124. 5 times 5 times 5 minus 1 times 4. That takes out one of the operations. Yeah, 5 times 5 times 5 gives us 125. If we minus 1 and then multiply it by 4, we get 496. So we needed a 5, 4, and a 1 near each other as well to get this done. We have the 4s and 1s. We even have an 8, but and the 5s. Oh yeah, sorted. Okay, so we need to have 5 multiplied by itself 3 times, then subtract a 1. Then we need multiply 4. Okay. Let's get one of the self multipliers. I hope they have exponentials, because some of these would be a lot easier. Like if we could just slap an exponential on, you know, 5 to the power of 3. Job done. Right? Okay. So here's the 5 times 5. I think we'll design this a little bit different, because I want to do something like this, like that. And then I want to output straight into the next bit. So like this. See? Just feel like it looks a bit nicer. Don't know if anyone will agree, but okay, so get rid of that one. So we got the 5s going. Then we have these new 5s that feed into this. And then we could feed these into a subtractor. So A minus B, what's the best layout for the subtractors? I think it would be something like this. Yeah. There's like, look, we can have it straight into here, the big number that we want. Or 125, like that. Copy, let's just copy these over. Okay, so there's our subtractors going. And we get a 1 from here. And just wrap it around. And these go straight into the B bit. And these subtractors will be our bottleneck. To be honest, right? If I demolish this actually, because the way our like if we look at upgrades, our subtractor level only 0.2 and our multiplier is 0.4, so it's double the speed. See what I mean? So we could like have double the subtractors if we wanted to. So I might do that instead and just have double the subtractors for maximum efficiency. But once we upgrade the subtractor, it won't be as efficient. But oh well, for now, maximum is our efficiency. Okay, we have the ones come in like this. We can just kind of copy it over. There we are, the ones are going. And then these can just go along the bottom bit. That. Oh, whoops. That part. Oh, I'm on no CD. Okay, and then these just go into this A bit right here. Whether they're along the path or not doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, and now they all come out of here ready to be multiplied by 4 at some point. We have lots of 124s. Okay, and now we just upgrade. Oh, okay, our subtractor's upgraded. There we are. And so like our extractor. Okay, and now the 4s. Let's pull out a little multiplication job. Just put this together over here. Yeah, Okay, yeah, we got perfect. The input can be literally off the top of this. And then feeding straight from a 4 in. Connect these up. And then boom. And then now we just need to funnel it back in. Which we do not have many ways of getting back in soon, but we can do it from this bottom. We will need to clean up some of these pipes at some point, or belts. And in it goes. We have 496. Yep, there we are. Easy. Okay, we got 496 going. We got our 308 almost done. What else can we work on? We can... Okay, I think we get our 308 done. And then I'll work on building the 307. Because the 307 is going to be quite easy. We just add the subtractor 1s. You know what, let's get that started now, because the 308 should just tick over at any moment. So here's our 1s. Let's build a channel of subtractors. We have 8 of them, so yeah, we can do the 16 subtractor job. Let's copy it in. Okay, so we need... Okay, here's a 16 subtractor job. Yeah, that's done anyway. Okay, 16 subtractors. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Okay, so that's okay, wait, let's rotate it the way we need it. Okay, this is the way it should be, right? And we just feed those in to here, and they come out at the bottom down there, and then we just put them onto the same pipe. Okay, so if we demolish, now we demolish this little bit over here. These come down. Okay, we need them into this part over here. Yeah, so these can come in like that. Let's demolish this. Then the 1s come in like that. And we just turn the pipe around and it exits like that. And we should just be outputting a bunch of 307s. Yeah, that was pretty easy, light work. Okay, so these 307s will go through. And I think we'll call it there for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give the video a like, let me know in the comments. If you thought of better ways of doing certain numbers, even if now, like, it's not the most optimal way, like, just, like, timestamp the video and tell me where I'm wrong. You're like, hey, you should have done it like this. You're bad at math. Don't say that, but actually you can say that. But yeah, literally just let me know. And yeah, and I got some other numbers cooking, or I got some other numbers for the upgrades. If any of you want to like be like, hey, this one you can do like this, I haven't started making. I do have ways in my head, but you know, I'm happy. I'm more than happy for any, you know, tips and tricks. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today. Remember, like and subscribe, please, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.